All right, happy Friday, everybody. Good morning, good morning, good morning, or good afternoon, or good evening, or whenever you all take a gander at this show. Hope everybody's having a good week so far. I'm gonna wait a minute here and see if anybody else jumps on. A lot to cover today. Excited. I'm excited that it's Friday. And yeah, good times. Who's all on? If you're watching this, say hello, leave a message below. And we're going to get started here real quick. Daniel, what's up, buddy? How you doing? Long time. Good to see you. Appreciate you watching. John, how you doing? Yes, I'm going to be talking about this. It's a new company, 2A Republic. I'm going to be talking about them here in just a moment. And eventually I'll get my screen figured out here, but I don't want to chop my head off either. So, all right. Well, listen, I appreciate you guys coming on. Young and thin. Far from young and far from thin, my friend. but thank you, Danny. I appreciate you, brother. I hope all is going well with you, man. We got to catch up over the weekend. If you got some time, give me a shout this weekend, man. Let's catch up. All right. Oh, not your average operator. The fellas are on. How you doing, man? Guys. Hey, have a great weekend. I'll be talking about your guys' show, another great show that they put on this week. And we're going to get into that here momentarily. So, with that being said, again, good morning, everybody. This is your HMG Weekly wrap up. And I want to start off a little bit about what I did yesterday. Yesterday, I was down in D.C. Visiting a friend, fellow podcaster who is also on the HMG network. Shay Sparks was in DC, and we went to the House of Hip Hop, and it was it was just had a great time. It was crazy. They have this hip hop museum. It's kind of a traveling museum, and they have the largest memorabilia of all hip hop stuff, and uh, it was awesome. It was really cool. So if you're ever in the DC area, you have to check out this hip hop museum in DC. It was great. Shay, Christine, and we met Jeremy Beaver, who's the founder and CEO of Listen Vision Recording Studios, and that's where it was. And it was a blast. I mean, it's a old school music. It just kind of took you back. It was and seeing all of like they had these original um, flyers that were out from like LL Cool J show at the Roxy, Wu Tang, and like I don't know, all these cool stuff. So you have to check it out. It was really cool. I'm gonna put the link below after the show today. So I wanted to give them a shout out there. And I see that Shay's on right now. Good morning. Lisa, good morning. Uh, Earlier, John mentioned that you see the shirt I got on. So this week, I want to give a shout out to 2A Republic for the new shirt that they sent. And just real quick, if you're a 2A supporter, um, I am. I carry every day. I have my license to concealed carry permit and stuff. But they send this stuff in a really cool box, and then when you open it up, yeah, I'm just sharing this. If I can get this right, there we go. I don't hit but you get all this cool stuff in there, and what really kind of got me about this, you could throw a sticker in there. They got some Second Amendment on here, but it was pretty funny, I thought. But they send a personalized letter, which I thought was really cool. So anyway, the shirt's comfortable. It's a great organization. They're new. I'd love for you guys to check them out. It's 2arepublic.com. That's 2arepublic.com. So check them out. All right, who's ready to get started on what we got this week? I mean, we had a bunch of shows, great content coming out this week. So why don't we get started? As I'm 5 minutes into this already. All right, first up, we got the Arms Room. This week they're talking about long range tips and tricks and what is precision shooting. So those of you that are just starting off and getting into the rifle game or whatnot, check it out. It's a great episode. They're always pumping out good stuff. It's the Arms Room. Next up, we have the Gary BRUGMAN podcast. This week, he was really talking about money laundering and Hunter Biden and the big guy. So if you're not into political stuff, whether you are or not, I thought it was kind of funny, but I got a sick sense of humor. So, but nonetheless, give it a shot. They're talking about money laundering this week on the Gary BRUGMAN podcast. So check that out. Next up, we have the Military Millionaire podcast, and this week's topic was about becoming a leader with guest Tom Connally from Tom Connally Consulting, and he breaks it down Barney style for y'all. If you're not following this podcast, you need to. You're missing out because David, who is the host, he's an active duty Marine, and he's also a realtor out there in, I believe, in the San Diego area. And he's pumping out a lot of great content when it comes to like financial stuff, investments and planning and stuff like that. So you can follow his group From Military to Millionaire on social media. Go check that out. The podcast is called the Military Millionaire Podcast. And real quick, let me remind everybody that you can find all these podcasts. I'll have all the links for this week's episodes, but you can find all the shows on heroesmediagroup.com or hmgpodcast.com. All right. Next up, we have. Where was it? Okay, here we go. Time to Shine Today with Scott Ferguson. Fergie's kicking it again every Monday through Friday. He has something that's always coming out. So he's always pushing stuff out. This week, I got to give a huge shout out this week because this week he had John and Stacy from our friends over at Simper Savage. So with that being said, let me do something real quick here. All right, because if you're gonna be savage, be Simper Savage. Right there, boom. John, Stacy, that's for you guys right there. Check them out. And they talk about Scott talks with John Stacy about the push for Simper Savage. They've been on the show before. Check that out. And like I said, Time to Shine Today. Scott's pumping out a ton of content every week, so go check that out. Next up, we have the Power of Investing in People podcast. Funny, I think I just brought her name up earlier because I was with her yesterday. So this week, Shay speaks with. Oh, first of all, let me back up. It is How to Live Fearlessly with special guest Rhonda Britten. Rhonda is an Emmy Award winner. She's a repeat guest on the Oprah show. She was the first life coach on a reality TV show called Starting Over. She is the CEO of Fearless Living Institute, and that is she certifies coaches and trainers through her Fearless Living methodology. Excuse me, did I say that right? Yeah. So check that out. It was a great episode, and if you're thinking about becoming like a life coach or a trainer of some sort, go check that out. It's Fearless Living Institute is that. But that is the Power of Investing in People podcast, so go check that out. Next up, we have Veterans Unite. Don't forget, every Sunday, 6 p.m. Central Standard Time, partnered with the People's Patriot Project. They do their Got Your 6 at 6. So make sure you check that out every Sunday night. Got Your 6 at 6. This week, though, I'm going to talk about their episode with Veterans Unite. Shad speaks with Roman Roberts from Real Talk with Roman. And Roman was an Army interrogator, and he talks about kind of setting the record straight of what he did during his time in the military. and he tells what his transition was like, including kind of the dark times once you get out. And we've all, we've all been there. So go check that out. That's Veterans Unite. All right, real quick, I'm going to take a quick catch up on some of you guys. Let's see, Ryan. Good morning, Ryan. Tony. Yeah. Big words. I know. Yeah. Yeah. But I'm getting better. I think. I'm not. I'm really not. All right, folks, we got a few more and then a couple of announcements that I want to make. So stay with me here. I appreciate you all being on. Next up, we got 0.5% podcast. They're coming back loud and proud tomorrow, this Saturday. They're going to be back in full swing. So I wanted to bring them up. We also have Get in the Flow podcast. That's a new one that's coming out at the beginning of next week. So check that out. That's going to be a great one. Next up, we have For the Sake of the Child. Love this. Absolutely love this. For the Sake of the Child. That's our friends over at MSEC, Military Child Education Coalition. If you are not following the Military Child Education Coalition, follow them. Especially if you're on active duty or military family, they have a ton of resources for you guys out there. And I absolutely love working with this organization because they just do some incredible things. This week, stressors and coping techniques for remote learners. Crazy times that we're living in right now. And we got kids that are learning remote. So this week they talk about some stressors our children are experiencing today with remote learning with licensed civilian social worker Marla Monk was the guest this week. She is on staff at the Stephen A. Cohen Military Family Clinic at Veterans Village of San Diego. She works with military families on developing various coping techniques, not only for parents, but also for military children. Very important. We can't forget about the kids. As a military spouse herself, she understands the military community and offers practical advice on empowering children during this unique time. So, and I'm going to have that contact stuff below there. So that is this week's For the Sake of the Child. Check that out. All right, couple more, some big ones. Not Your Average Operator. Love this show. These guys are fantastic, and it's so cool how they put this show together because the three of them are kind of spread out throughout the world. so the fact that they make time to pump this content out for you guys is absolutely amazing, and I'd say hats off, but I got the stuff on right now. But this week, anyway, they took your guys' advice. All you fans that were, they were getting flooded with emails and recommendations of stuff that the fans wanted to hear. And what they did this week was managing separation and reunion. So it was work tips, COVID-19, long distance relationships and deployments, how they prepare themselves for being away from loved ones. And then how do they adjust while you're away? And then they talk about what they do when they come back to the families and get back into some type of normal routine. So check that out. That's this week's Not Your Average Operator. Excuse me. All right. Last show for the week that I'm gonna talk about, and I saved this one last purposely because this one is it was a very, very touchy topic. The decision hour this week. I brought my friend Heather Dobson back in the mix for this interview, and we had talked with Craig the Sawman Sawyer. He's a Marine, Navy SEAL. He was a federal air marshal. Rhino anti-poaching advocate. He gained a certain level of notoriety from appearing on shows like Top Shot, Sniper, Deadliest Missions, and Battleground, Rhino Wars. But these days, right now, what the Sawman is doing is he's taken a battle that's hit very, very close to home, and a topic that I think is not being covered by mainstream media. Very, very little at best, and that's a shame because this is a topic that needs to be addressed, and I think people are just either afraid to talk about it or whatever the case is. But he's launched a nonprofit called Veterans for Child Rescue, and it's an effort to end domestic sex trafficking of children. I'm going to let that sink in for a second. It is it's amazing what this man does, and what he's trying to do to save children all over the world, really, but really here at home. Um, he talks about a documentary, um, Contraland, which is one that he produced. It's a shocking documentary. It's a must watch, um, and it talks about battling this evil, and it talks about the just the things that are going on, and it's something that needs to be addressed. It was a hard topic to discuss, as I'm sure some of you can probably imagine. But what I want you to do is I want you to check out Veterans for Child Rescue. I want you to listen, obviously, to the Decision Hour episode, and then in the links of the show description and whatnot, we are going to have the links to Contraland and whatnot, where you can watch this, educate yourself on this. This is something that really needs to be talked about, that it's not being discussed. So check that out, and I want to give a special thank you to Sawman for coming on this week. We truly appreciate you, and as HMG will be um, talking more about Veterans for Child Rescue on our platform here, because we feel that it's important. So, with that said, that's it for the shows. However, I do got some. Don't go anywhere. Not yet. No. Hold on now. Hold on. We got a couple of announcements that I got to make. First off, there's a new organization coming out. They're doing an official launch November 10th. It's #Planet. In fact, John, if you're still on, buddy, post the link where you want people to go. John Krotek is the founder of #Planet. John does everything. John's he does a couple of podcasts with us. He's got Straight Out of Combat. He's got Task Force Zen. He's got a new company that's launching called #Planet, and it's great. In fact, just so I can give you guys a better idea of what #Planet is, it's a movement of apparel activists supporting nonprofit missions, NGOs that support veterans, improve mental health, fight human trafficking, and support animals are the clients that they're looking for. Those who support these NGOs can do it by becoming an apparel activist and wear their purpose. Activate yourself. You got to check it out. That's #Planet. So that official launch is going to be coming November 10th. So stay tuned for that. Thank you, John. John just put it in the links down below. Also, we got an event coming up, WarFighter PALOOZA, Glendale, Arizona, November 7th. Make sure you check that out. If you are in the area, you don't want to miss this. It's going to be in Glendale. They got a great event coming up out there. It's November 7th. The flyer and the event link will be posted below. Mogadishu veteran and a dear friend of mine, Airborne Ron, we call him, and Helen, his lovely wife Helen, from the WarFighter Ranch, are putting this on. Great people. You got to check it out. Again, if you're in Glendale, November 7th, go to WarFighter PALOOZA. It's the very first one. You're going to love it. Last, certainly not least, I want to talk to you guys about the Arc of Justice, their Wounded Warrior Bill of Rights. Folks, there's only a little bit of time left. We only have until October 30th to get 100,000 signatures. Go check out Wounded Warrior Bill of Rights and check out Arc of Justice. They're actually doing a ruck for Wounded Warriors right now on their Arc of Justice page. And you can find the Wounded Warrior Bill of Rights. I'm going to be posting the link below, as I do every week. Read it, sign it. It's for our active duty members. It's we got to help our nation's heroes. So please, 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 if you haven't done so already, when I put the link up here in a couple minutes, go check out Wounded Warrior Bill of Rights, sign it, and share it. So, with that said, man, I love the comments. I love the fact that you guys are here this morning. Thank you so much for all the love and support. I hope you all having a good week. Don't forget, if you have a business or you want to shout out, whatever, DM us and let us know. We got product stuff that we're going to be doing. I'm thinking about doing a giveaway in November. So if you guys want us to push your product or do it, help you do a giveaway of some sort, send us a message. And if there's something that you want to hear on the show, this is your guys' weekly wrap up. So if there's something that you want, let us know. All right. That's all I got. Check out some of the shows that are going to be coming out this weekend. Don't forget, until the meantime, we'll see you guys next week.